Good morning on this Sunday, the first day of October. It is here. Thanks for checking in with us. We're looking outside over Midtown Atlanta. Beautiful start to the day. Hope you've been out to enjoy it this weekend. Hard to believe October is here. I'm Megan Packer here with Atlanta News First with an update on some of the morning's top stories on this Sunday, on this first day of the new month. We'll check in with First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi coming up in just a moment to update you on what's happening with the forecast. But when it comes to the top stories of the morning, if you joined us earlier this morning, you saw this, that Congress averted a government shutdown last night. Here's what we know right now. Late last night, President Biden signed the bill that Congress passed just hours before the deadline. The bipartisan funding bill includes compromises from Democrats and Republicans. It keeps the federal government funded through mid-November. We know House Speaker Kevin McCarthy was saying that he's encouraging everybody to stay there to try to come up with a longer-term solution to fund it through past the mid-November mark, but the people that were holding their breath, waiting to see what would happen at midnight, can breathe a sigh of relief. For now, the federal government is open. Jobs are staying intact. The paychecks will continue to come. Here in Georgia, Griffin police are looking for a teenage suspect wanted in connection with a 15-year-old's murder. This happened last night. Police say Kamarian Kendricks is considered armed and dangerous. This is the area where it happened. Our crew was in Griffin last night. He's wanted on several charges, including murder, after deputies and police heard gunshots during the Griffin Spalding football game yesterday afternoon. They looked in the area. They found a 15-year-old who had been shot just down the street from that stadium, and the 15-year-old later died at the hospital. He has not been identified at this point, but again, this morning, investigators looking for a teenager in connection to that. It is this first day of October, and everybody is wishing President Jimmy Carter a happy 99th birthday. Today's his birthday. There are celebrations in Atlanta and Plains. This is some video from the Carter Center yesterday. We told you it was just 99 cents to get in yesterday for the big day. People came out to send their well wishes. They were signing the walls there. They were leaving virtual messages for the president. And we know he is feeling the love from his home in Plains, where, by the way, we have a crew there as well. And they were at his old high school, you can see here. This is now a museum dedicated to former President Carter's life and career. They sang happy birthday yesterday. They welcomed visitors from all over. And Plains is a tight-knit community. You know that from our coverage over the years there. The entire town is really a living museum to President Carter's life. Everybody in it, resident or visitor, is a friend of his. Take a listen.
Everybody in Plains is his friend. You know, whether they're Democrat, whether they're Republican. We all love President Carter in Plains.
So many people just saying happy birthday to President Carter this morning. Driving around the city of Atlanta, you will see different pictures of him on Corey Tower and different downtown buildings. And as you know, we've told you that the former president entered hospice care about 6 months ago. But a lot of people were encouraged and happy to see him and Mrs. Carter make an appearance at the Plains Peanut Festival last weekend. Maybe you saw the video. They were in the back of an SUV that rode through. So a lot of people were really happy to see that and wishing him a happy birthday today. Here is something to celebrate. Could you be the next Powerball winner? It is up again to over the $1 billion mark. Take a look at the sign that we found overnight after nobody won last night's drawing. So the prize is now $1.04 billion. That is a more than $478 million cash value. It is the second largest prize this year alone after the $1.8 billion jackpot back in July. Remember when that happened? And I believe it was a single person who hit that one. So the next drawing is tomorrow night. Plenty of time to run out and get your ticket. And while you're out there, you might as well pick up some Mega Millions tickets as well, because take a look there at the top of that sign. That's up to $300 million. So really, you can't go wrong. So good luck. luck if you play. Have fun and get out there and enjoy this day. It is beautiful as we say hello to October. Let's look at this sky again as I bring in First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. We did see some clouds this morning, Courtney.
Yep.
But look at that. They're clearing over Midtown already. The sun is shining.
That's right. Yeah. And we'll continue to see more sunshine through the day today. The humidity is going to drop slightly through the day today. So overall, it'll be a warm but comfortable afternoon for anyone with any Sunday plans, maybe headed to Plains to go celebrate Jimmy Carter's birthday today. There's, of course, so many fall activities, farmers markets going on. So get out and enjoy the day. It's going to be a really, really nice one. Thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning. I'm First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi. We are going to have a fairly, I've been calling it a mundane forecast, very stagnant and kind of boring because every day is going to feel and look just about the same until we head to the end of the week. That is going to bring us a very, very welcomed pattern change. So let's talk about it. What we have going on right now is what we call an omega block. That is a pattern in the mid to upper levels of our atmosphere. And these in particular can be kind of hard to break. Essentially, why we call it an omega block is because if you are familiar with the Greek letter omega, it looks like kind of a U shape. Well, that is what the upper level pattern is creating in our jet stream. So we have a low out to our west, and we have a low up to our northeast, creating what we call troughs. Those are dips in the jet stream in the mid to upper levels of our atmosphere. Parked over us, an area of high pressure. Underneath an area of high pressure, both at the surface and in the mid to upper levels, air sinks. When air sinks, it warms. So it's been very warm the past couple days. That also prevents any kind of weather systems from moving in. So that's going to keep us pretty dry as we head again into the end of the weekend and the start of the week. But as we go through this week, that ridge of high pressure is going to start to shift off to the east. And the pattern, our omega block, is going to break. And that's going to allow for some pattern changes to occur. So as we go through the week, that high weekends will ultimately have some slightly cooler afternoons in the low 80s. I do think we'll be more so in the low to mid 80s the next couple of days, and then we'll settle into the low 80s. But as that continues to break down, that will allow for a trough to dig in and carry a cold front at the surface along with it. So that will bring with it cooler air. Notice those blue colors there? Yeah, that should spill in time for the weekend next weekend. Something to look forward to. We'll talk about that in a little more detail in just a few minutes. But I wanted you to understand kind of what is steering all of that, what's controlling our forecast today and as we head into the end of the week. So high temperatures today, low 80s, 84 for Atlanta. I think the cloud cover this morning is going to be a little bit of a saving grace for us when it comes to the afternoon. So we should be a little cooler. We hit 87 yesterday. Wouldn't be completely surprised if we hit 85 in Atlanta today. But right now I'm going to keep us in the low 80s, upper 70s for the higher elevations of the mountains. So a little more comfortable up there. Tomorrow morning, low to mid 60s, some of us in the upper 50s. So some of the suburbs, you might need a light jacket as you head out the door tomorrow morning for work and school. Tomorrow, I do think we'll hit the mid 80s, low 80s for the suburbs, but inside the perimeter of 285, I do think that we will hit 85 degrees tomorrow with sunshine from start to finish. So this says this month, but of course, while making this graphic, I completely forgot we're on October 1st. So last month in September, we hit just over an inch of rain. 1.29 inches of rain is what we picked up in September. That put us in over a 2.5-inch deficit for last month. So yeah, clearly we lacked in the rainfall department in September, which was probably great for all of your outdoor plans, but not great when it comes to, of course, all of our plants, all of our trees, any kind of crops. Of course, I know there's really not much growing right now, but I'm sure as all of our wonderful farmers across the state are looking to start to dig up a little bit and plant things for the spring and the spring season, they're going to need a little moisture in the ground. So we definitely need to make up for some of that. And unfortunately, this week, it doesn't necessarily look like that's going to happen. We could pick up some rain on Friday along this front, but this front might be more moisture starved than not. This particular model is the GFS. This is the model that is hinting we will get some rain on Friday. The European model is keeping us fairly dry with maybe just an isolated shower. So that's something we'll be keeping an eye on. Right now, we're going to keep about a 30% coverage of rain that could impact the commute home from work and school on Friday. So due to the timing of this front, I think we're still going to be fairly warm on Friday. Our saving grace for the afternoon on Friday will be some cloud cover that you'll notice will start to build on Thursday. But behind this, beautiful weather. It's going to be cool. It's going to be breezy. In fact, we could experience some wind gusts upwards of 20 miles per hour or so next weekend. So it'll be breezy plus the cooler air. We'll see skies clear through the day. It's just going to be spectacular. The temperatures will drop. Highs only in the 70s for the weekend. And I think we'll be even cooler on Sunday as that cold air kind of settles in across the Peach State. So here's a look at your forecast rain. And again, this is from the GFS, which is the model that's being a little more aggressive with our rainfall. Plenty of rain out to our west, but here at home, maybe just a trace to about 1/10 of an inch of rain. That's about it. Really nothing crazy, nothing that's going to get us out of a deficit. But I guess something is better than nothing at this point, right? So we'll keep our fingers crossed that we can get at least some sort of measurable rainfall, because so far it's been 2 weeks to the day today since we've had any kind of measurable rain. Last time we had measurable rain was 2 Sundays ago. I believe that was September 17th. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Today, warm. We'll see lots of sunshine through the day today. Low 80s, maybe mid 80s for some of you inside the perimeter, especially down here at the airport where our temperature gauge is. We could maybe hit mid 80s there, but mid 80s tomorrow, cool start. The mornings will stay really comfortable. The afternoons will stay really pleasant and warm. You will notice clouds increase on Thursday, so we'll start the day with sunshine, but then we'll gradually see clouds build through the day ahead of our cold front on Friday that could bring us a chance for rain. And then behind that, 50s for the morning. Depending on the timing of that front, that will determine our overnight low. So hopefully that cool air can spill in fast enough to put us in the 50s on Saturday morning. I'm going to keep us near 60 right now, and then upper 70s for Saturday, breezy and cooler. I was telling Megan this, that some of our models are hinting at 40s on Sunday morning. How awesome would that be to have a real, true taste of the new season? That would be fantastic. So got to get through a warm week, but overall a pleasant week and dry. And then we'll look ahead to hopefully some fall-like weather by this time next week. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for spending some time with us, as always, to get your news and your weather. I hope you make it a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy the beautiful sunshine out there today, and we'll catch you here next time.